If your crypto portfolio isn't going to get you rich or it's not going to get you free, well, you're completely wasting your time. Now, a lot of people message me on Twitter, etc., and they're always saying, Jake, how do I set up the right portfolio? Now, as you know, I'm building one live, literally on my channel. If you go to playlist and you look at it, I'm showing you that live, and we're going to talk about that in a second. But there's going to be a few people, in fact, it's more like 99% of people that are going to get fucking wrecked by 2025, and they don't even know it yet. You absolutely have to have this simple strategy dialed in. So bros, without further ado, I look forward to teaching you this G's guide to smashing it in cryptocurrency. Super easy. Let's go. So if you want to absolutely kill it, like I said in that beautiful introduction, guys, there is a few simple things you must understand. And you're going to need to watch this because of basically, I think, three things. Number one is you actually want to make the ultimate formula to 10x in your bag. And I believe a 10x is minimum. So when I look at my cryptocurrencies, we'll talk about that in a second, but a 10x for me is going to be minimum. Number two is you want to actually not only take profits once you have that 10x minimum. And number three is the obvious thing is, Jake, what coins you're getting into, what coins? So we're going to discover all this, discuss it. But what you must understand is, if you follow this, promise me one thing. If you are brand new, I know a lot of people out there watching me right now, they're already starting to do, saying they already have a strategy, and we'll touch on that. But promise me one thing, bro, if you are brand new and you get to the end of this, set up some exchanges and start your DCA. Promise me that. Just promise me that. It's the least thing I can do for you. I'm giving you this for free. I always give you free shit. I'm barely selling anything. I have one private mastermind, and it's still $99, and I don't even push it, right? So just for your own good, and it's me just wanting you to have a good bull run, just promise me you'll do that, right? Because I really don't want the newbies to get wrecked. So crypto is a tool to leverage your income massively. So what I mean by that is, you can, let's just say you're making 2 to 3K a month. 2K is a nice easy number. So you're making 2K, and let's say of that 2K, you're really fruitful. You might have 1K to invest out of that. I know that's not going to be a lot doable. Let's just say you have 1K or $500 to invest. Now, if you're investing like me on my strategy, here's the exact allocation here. By the way, I'm going to talk about why I've split into that. It's not my full portfolio, but it's one I share with the channel to give you exactly what I would do if I had a weekly DCA strategy of $250. Now, why is it such a flippin' amazing thing to leverage? Because I treat every $1,000 I put in as every $250 is a minimum of a 10x. So once I get to 10K invested, which we will get there before really the bull run starts, I'm treating that as a 6-figure portfolio because I believe the coins I've selected, and I will add some more, of course, if you are following that, and I have added one more since the time of this recording, I believe that a 10x is achievable for these safe plays. People argue buy Bitcoin, Ethereum, but chances are if you have this low amount of money, you need to look at altcoins like this. We'll talk about that as well. So you can use crypto to 10x your monthly income. Like I said, if you can invest $1,000 in, $250 every single week, treat that by 2025 to 10x your income. So treat that as literally 10K, and it's money you've not received yet. It doesn't always have to be on the screen, but trust me, if you're following this guide, it is going to come. Right? So that is so effing amazing. Imagine you can make, if you follow the strategy, 10x, which would pretty much cover your whole year in 2 months with the 10x. 2K a month, let's just say you're making 24K at the end of the year. Do the maths for you, whatever it makes sense. There's 20K by 2025, and you've got a bunch of months to get started. So you can also use it to not get fucked with the government on other investments. Property, gold, watches. I think I wrote something else under there. I don't even know what it was. Let me just check because it will bug me. Yeah, cars, etc. Right? So what do I mean by that? Well, the government, and I like property, I like all this stuff. The government can literally come and take your gold. They can take your property. If you're in the UK and parking fine goes up, it goes up. You go to court, it goes up. They'll eventually take your house. With cryptocurrency, it's more of like, yeah, I lost it on a boat. Now, I am very keen to have an investment strategy once cryptocurrency pops off to invest in these other stuff. I'm keen with that, absolutely. But understand that cryptocurrency is, boom, it can go. You can move it very fast. With these other investments, like I said, I like property. I like the idea of passive income, etc. These are great. And if you already have that, good, keep going. But just understand the government, at any time you piss them off, can totally fuck you and rip them off you. Just understand that. And again, it's not I disregard if you're in these, watches, cars. People might argue that aren't investment, but if you're buying the right ones, sure, whatever. They're great, but cryptocurrency is another thing you guys want to add to your arsenal. So it's also a great tool to store wealth and have unlimited freedom if you can have a successful bull run. You get to escape the matrix, some like to say. Goodbye to the 9 to 5. The best thing for most of the people, I think, is escaping the matrix, is being able to just work from your laptop and go wherever the F you want. Because if you're making 10k a month, but you have to be there at Monday morning at 9 o'clock, you're not really free, right? It doesn't matter. In my opinion, if you're making 100k a month and you still have to show up to your boss, it's not really free. It's way better to make 10k from your laptop than 100k that have to work 6 hours a week, in my opinion. You get to travel the world, start your business that you really want to do. Confidence comes in numbers, unlimited girls if you like that. You have no idea how your presence/aura will change when you have money. When you have a minimum of 100k to 300k to 500k, it might seem unfathomable to you right now. But if you do have that, and you know you have that, and just, you're simple, Bank of Scotland, Royal Bank of Scotland, if you have that genuinely, when you enter a room, your walk will change, everything changes. It just changes. And that's the difference. And I can imagine, and I know this personally because I've lived both of these lives, broke, rich, whatever you guys want to say. I don't even like the word rich, but you know what I mean. But if you have $100 or you're minus in your overdraft, I've been in my overdraft, your whole posture changes. It's just like you're like this, you're just slumping around, and it's just like you're almost just like scared, you're just struggling. And you should be scared because you only get so many minuses before the card doesn't work anymore, right? When you have 100k in the bank account minimum, and you just do what you want, and your just aura changes. It's really weird, but it is true. And if you guys know what I'm talking about, very few people on this channel probably know, and if you do, fantastic. But I promise you, you little guys starting out now, you can get to that, and you will thank me later. Thank me in 2025. If you follow the steps, your confidence and everything is going to change. And I think it's a beautiful thing about being a man. You get to decide how you want to control yourself. So, what not to do? A portfolio like this will get you fucking destroyed. It will take that 1k active income that you're chucking in your portfolio, for the example, $250 a week, and it will fucking wreck you. My strategy is no meme coins. I would recommend to you with less than 10k invested. So if you have 8 grand invested right now, 5 grand invested right now, 2 grand invested right now, but half of that is in meme coins, liquidate it and put it into your strong altcoins. Okay, trust me. Once you get 10k, then you can start looking at that. But honestly, I would just keep going down the strategy of something like this. Don't copy my coins. You can if you want. A lot of people already, these are just interesting coins that I believe in. I'll talk about that in a second. But this is how you create easy gains by 2025. This is how you can create stupid fucking gains for sure. But it can also, in my opinion, 99.99% of these are not going to do well. What not to do is be 100% one coin. So if I said to you, Jake, or Bobby, George, whatever your name is, if you are 100% in Solana, it's probably not a good idea, right? There's always a chance it could do well, but the spread portfolio, remember, we only want to 10x your bag. We will, of course, do more on average, but this is just an ultimate formula to 10x your bag. If you're trying to 100x your bag, 1000x your bag, what you have wrong is the active income is not. You're trying to catch up. It's almost like you're playing catch up. It's like the guy that buys a Ferrari at 45 because he's having a midlife crisis. He's trying to play catch up. It's like the guy that, I don't know, or the female that gets like Botox, right? You're trying to play catch up. You're trying to catch up. If you just play it simple, play it safe, follow the steps, you will not need to try and chase coins like these. Again, after the 10k, go at it. For me personally, you've probably seen on a video I dropped a while ago, I get involved in pink sales all the time. These are new coins at launch, but I can only do that because me personally, I have over 100k invested in all portfolios. So that's why I get involved in those, because it's risky, but the money lost would not make anything to me, but also the money gained potentially would be very, very nice. The money gained would be 10,000 plus in like a couple of hours if you time them right. So you can have fun with these. Have fun. These are like almost like, let's just say, side girls that you meet for one night. Have fun with them, but don't take them home to your mum, right? Do not get in bed with these coins, or they will get you fucking destroyed. So you must also not try and time the market. Very, very simple. I got asked this the other day. I think some guy had 20k, and he was like, Jake, would I buy 20k? And I was like, well, I would rather you, for the last 6 months, had that 20k DC invested all the way down, all the way up. If you try and time the market, Sure, it can work well, but let's say we dump to 20k, 15k Bitcoin. A lot of those people will sell because they're like, oh, no, and then they're selling at half, and then guess what happens? It goes. So do not do that. This is how you build up your first 10k bag, should I say. 5 to 10 alts. So here's mine. Now, we added Solana last week, or a few days ago, whatever this video has been recorded. So we have 6 coins here. I'm not done with this portfolio, and I have Dibblebot and HBAR now. So we've been doing it for 7 weeks, 6-7 weeks now. And these are the coins that I'm looking at and are actively invested in. And I also hold these in my big bag as well. And yeah, you choose yours, but if you are spreading yarn in probably the top 100, again, you're going to do well. DCA as much as possible, okay? As much as you physically can. You do not need the money. When you DCA, when you click buy in Coinbase, Binance, whatever, the money is gone, okay? It's gone. It will come back to you, but treat it as gone because you're not touching that till 2025. Cut expenses. If you have a shitty income, cut expenses. That's how you can have a great income. For example, let's just say, really crazy scenario here. Let's say I'm making 100k, but I'm spending 99 grand a month to run my business. If you're making 2k, but you're only spending 500 bucks, you are richer than me in that example. I actually need to cut my expenses. But if I can't, and I need that 99k to make the 100k, I am fucked. Something's wrong in my pipeline. So cut expenses. It sounds lame, but if you're only making 2 to 3k a month, you do not need to be going out drinking. You shouldn't be smoking alcohol. It's all bad for you anyways. Like once you come back to this and you want to travel the world, and once you get the freedom, the alcohol and all this smoking, etc., it's going to give you less of the confidence. It's going to give you anxiety. It's also going to give you less girls if you're chasing like that, because these are just negative habits. These are just short-term gains for sacrificing the future, and they're not even gains. They just suck. So if you can do this once you get going, 20k, 5k to 20k. I recommend you can start having a little bit of fun. But again, these bad habits just sacrifice this. They sacrifice this whole thing. So it just makes you live less longer. So there's no good with that. So you might as well cut those expenses out. And you might as well be brutal with that, because if you are deadly serious, you need to do that. Now, if you're like, Jake, well, that's kind of lame. I get it. Well, if you're only making 2 to 3k minimum, you need to increase that income. So you can decide what you want to do, or you're not going to make it. If you don't want to cut expenses, you're like, that's lame, I like to drink. Sure, but if you're only making 2k, you fucking suck, to be 100% honest with you, and you will agree with that. 2k in today's world, somebody mentioned this in my comment section, and it got me fired up, but I was like, I don't understand this situation. He might be having a bad day, but somebody literally said to me, it's like, well, Jake, 500 bucks is like the average income for somebody in my country. That's 100% true, my friend. But the problem with that mindset is, if you limit yourself to 500 bucks a month, you're always going to be a 500 bucks person, and you're never going to make it in anything you do. This laptop, I could say in my country, 2 to 3k in UK is the average. I don't even know, because I haven't worked a job in fucking 6 years. But I could say 2 to 3k. But how come do I make 50 to 60k take home pay every single month? But the limit is 2 to 3k. Well, I don't follow UK, right? It all comes from this. So if you have an internet connection, I think he was in Croatia or something, and the average income was 500 bucks. Don't fact check me on the 500 bucks Croatia. I forget what country it was. What I mean though is, if that is the average income, sure. It's the same game. You have a laptop, you can do what I have to do. As long as you can comment on my YouTube channel, if it even is with this or with this, it doesn't fucking matter what the average income is, because we don't make the average income from working at our job. And if your mind is constantly in, well, this average is average, it's impossible, you're not going to make it. And I'm not saying that to be rude. Hopefully you, if you're watching this, you know what I'm saying, and you might not like to hear that, but it is the cold hard truth. And when you realize that by 2025, by 2030, when you're 50, 60, 70 years old, you'll be like, Jake was fucking right. He's doing this in his 20s, and I'm probably sitting in my 30s, 40s, 50s, and I'm only making 500 bucks. How is somebody doing this in their 20s? Well, it's just a different game. You just haven't educated yourself. And that is true, whether you like to believe it or not. So it's a harsh game, but it's player versus player. So choose one of those. I would recommend both. If you're making less than 5k a month, cut those expenses, the more you can DC in, and the higher you can increase that income with whatever game you want to play. But if you're limiting yourself to your 9 to 5, that's the average income, bro. That's it, right? But if you want more than that, start something online. I treat 10k as 100k out by 2025. That goes back to the title, the Ultimate 10x. So when I have 10k invested, if you have 10k invested in the right coins, nobody knows what the right coins are, but if we are spread, look at that by 2025 by 100k, 20k, 200k, 50k, 500k, 100k, You will walk out with $1 million if you do it right. Now, you should take profits before that, and that leads me perfectly. Actually, it's the next slide after that. We'll talk about that in a second. But the coin allocation formula and the beauty of the game. So a lot of people are always asking, what's the right coin? What's the right coin? And there is no right answer to that. But we can be a little bit smart and we can get ahead of the game. And this is the beauty of the cryptocurrency game if you are investing in bear markets. So you must understand this. This is Cardano. Whether you like Cardano or not, this is just an example. We can look at the previous run. And with Cardano and coins like this, we can look at their previous run. Previous run, 2017, 2 bills ago, we've seen huge pumps. We've seen the classic bear market down 99%. Great. People made money investing here. People lost money investing here, right? That's the game. So guess what? Invest here, invest here, invest here. That's where we are right now, by the way, in my opinion, right? I don't know how long. Nobody cares about how long, but we are here, right? Just invest. Invest, invest, invest. Boom. You made money. People invested here, they lost money. Chances are this was probably you if you're brand new, right? You maybe came in 2021 and this was you. Now, we're given the same game again, but, and it's a big but, because not all coins will come back. A lot of people will just say, oh yeah, it's come back, it's come back, it's come back. Not all coins will come back. So you understand where to invest, how to invest, you understand the difference between bear and bull markets, but not all coins will come back. The best way we can guarantee coins will come back is we can look at what they're doing. So, are they still developing? Well, Cardano, yes, are. Have they got huge active users? Well, Cardano, yes, are. Do they have dApps? Do they have all these cool things going on? Yes, they are. Is their founder already fucking rich? And does he need to make money from dumping us? If the answer is yes to the first part, and he doesn't need to make money, like Charles Hoskinson, in my opinion, he doesn't need to make money because he's already fucking rich. That's another tick box. And that's so you can understand the exact formula and have the beauty of the game to 90%, right? It's not always foolproof. Charles can just wake up and be like, fuck it. I don't give a fuck about Cardano anymore. I am done. Now that is why you're spread into the 5 to 10 altcoins, okay? That is the difference because Charles could do that. But if you're in 5 to 10 plays, not every one of these founders are going to do that. For example, Hedera, founder, QNT as well, good founder. This is why we're investing in people and the team, not necessarily the coin to some degree. So that is super, super important. Big backers as well. So yes, I've put here down at the bottom, in a bull, there will be absolute mania. Coins will run that make absolutely no sense. These ones. Going to get multiple of these, thousands of these, make no sense, they're going to run and they're going to make more money than 10x, right? That's the game. And that's why you get to that first 10k first and then you look at those coins. Acquire the first 10 grand first. That will give you 100k min. Then look at these if you want to do this. Or be like me and be like, nah, I just want to keep buying more of these because every grand I put in is 10 grand out. Profits. Not my portfolio. Just one I found online. 20k example, 241k, and it's 2025. You are greedy as F if you are still holding. You should have been learning now. Not going to give you an exact strategy. Mine will be 20% out as we get up and get up and get up. It completely depends on your buy. So if you bought HBAR at 6 cents and HBAR is at 60 cents, you should probably take at least 20% out by now, right? Whether you believe it's going to $4 or not, what will happen is this. You hold, you die. You hold, you die. Yeah, it's going up 2x, yeah, it's going up 3x. It's already up 10x, take some profits. You deserve to lose it all if that's your strategy. Layer out, enjoy the fruits of your labor. Because once you do that, and this is the 20k example to 240k out example, I would just get rid of everything. Leave 10%, 5% in, you're done. Because now, you started from pretty much nothing with DCA method. You would have spent that money anyways on females and booze and Netflix. You would have spent all that money anyways, right? So that money was already gone. It's time to build a business if you want to go down that route. Find your passion, invest in other asset classes. Like now you can start looking at real estate. You can actually start using that as your active income, passive income as well. New house, travel, find out what your real purpose is. Because you can do that with $250,000. It's not going to last you forever, but it gives you time to understand what you really want to do in this life. What do you want to do? And guess what? You can come do it again in 2029. I rinse it again. It's beautiful. So travel, really think about, like I said, what you want to do with your life. And that's the presentation, boys. Hope you enjoyed. I think we are given the best opportunity in our lifetimes with cryptocurrency. This is stupid simple when you actually look down, you actually you go back and rewatch this, boys. Go back and rewatch this. It's stupid simple. It's an easy game in a bear market, but I promise you, mania is going to happen by 2025. It's going to get effing crazy, and that's good. But it's not good if you are still waiting on the sidelines. So what did I say at the start of the video? If you're brand new and you haven't opened up an exchange, go and do that. I'm not going to give you some shitty affiliate link. I don't care. just open up an affiliate an exchange. Start your DCAs today, not tomorrow. Write it down your calendar, whether that's weekly or monthly. And I promise you, you're going to do well. Thank me. I'll respect it by 2025. But thank yourself for taking the action, because 90% of people watching this will not take action. And that's good, because remember, cryptocurrency, e-com, YouTube, all these businesses that you're looking into get into, it's player versus player. Somebody has to lose for you to win. You just need to be 1% smarter than them and put in 1% more effort each day, and you dominate. Good luck.